Hey, welcome to Streaming Bootcamp. We were supposed to be live last night, but I had no power and it got cold out here too. I can tell you that. But they finally did get it back and I survived the cold weather. But anyway, I decided I'm going to record this one just to play it safe and we'll get this thing up and aired for you guys today. So we're bringing it to you today instead of yesterday. But anyway, we'll knock it out of the park. So we got a great show for you today. Let's go ahead and bring in our show here now. So welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into why Streamyard is such a great tool for you to use. So whether you're new to podcasting or a seasoned pro, Streamyard can simplify live streaming and enhance your audience's engagement. By the end of this talk, I'll hope you'll understand how it can transform your podcast. And this is the one that I settled on for my podcast. So let's face it, podcasting can be challenging. Trust me. I do 3 of them now, going on 4. Managing multiple platforms, ensuring high quality audio and video, and engaging your audience all at once is overwhelming. Many podcasters feel bogged down by technical hurdles or struggle to create professional branded content. One of the standout features that I found with StreamYard is its ability to stream to multiple platforms simultaneously. That's important because you want to make it as simple as possible. As you can see from this picture above, I go to Facebook Live, YouTube, LinkedIn, and X all the time. And there's others you can add on, but those are my main go-to, and it's a one-click wonder to do it. No extra software, no separate logins, just one seamless hit of the button. So setting it up is super simple. You link your accounts in the dashboard, select where you want it to stream, and that's it. Once you go live, StreamYard does all the heavy lifting for you, broadcasting your content at the same time to every platform in high quality. Now, the thing I really like about StreamYard is it's browser-based. And if you don't know what browser-based means, some of them require software that you have to load onto your computer. Now, most of my shows, or a lot of my shows, involve having experts coming in, which means I got speakers that are going to come in for the first time. And I used to do it through a different system where they had to sometimes update their software. They had to load a program. It was a mess. This is browser-based. All they need is a link and the equipment to do their production. It makes it a lot simpler. And quality matters. That was one of the big things. I broadcast in 1080p, which is high definition. We have good quality, strong audio, and it makes the shows more compelling. Again, when I first started out with a different system, I could go 1080p, but in order to do that, I had to buy 10 licenses. That was very expensive. So this was a better deal, and I'm really happy with the quality of my show. And Euronerds was the first one I started. Been a big success. I've been doing it for over 2 years, and take my own experience as an example. With StreamYard, I've been able to stream Euronerds podcast seamlessly while engaging a growing audience, helped elevate the podcast professionalism and reach. And it has reached out to quite a few people. StreamYard is also, as I said, it's budget friendly. There's a free version. You can try it to see whether you want to give it a shot or not. You're going to use it. You're going to probably have to use one of the pace scale. Like there's 3 now, 3 steps, free and 2 other pays. Also, you can go on our website at rotkiv.net. Yes, that's Victor spelled backwards, ROTCIV.net. And there's a link to get a discount if you want to use StreamYard. It'll give you a little $10. I think it's $10 off referral, getting referred by me. So, hey, $10 is $10. Now let's get into our demo. We're going to go ahead and bring up the show and show you what I'm talking about. It does come with the dark screen mode, or you can change it to the light screen if you don't like the dark mode. I like the dark mode. You have 3 choices for how you set up your webinar. You can do a live stream, just a basic recording, or a on-air webinar. Now, the live stream I typically do if I'm pre-recording an episode, which is kind of cool, and it'll play it whenever you want it to play. But most of the time I do on-air webinars, and the way you do that is you have to give it a show title. My show. And you also have to have a description, say something. Doesn't have to be anything big, just whatever you want for that. Then you decide if you want to have registration or not. I usually choose a registration because I want to know who the viewers are. You have to give it a time you want to go live. So maybe I'm going to do this today at 9:30. Well, I guess I better make it 9:45 because I'm recording this at 9:30. Now, this is kind of cool. You can upload a thumbnail. Yeah, there's the one for today's show. Click open, apply, and it's going to make that available. And then you can hit create, or you can add up here, add destinations. And this is the real strength of Streamyard. So all these places can be simulcasted too. There is some on-air settings you can kind of decide if you want your branding up there, what your watch page is going to look like. This is if you're embedding it into your website, you can embed this in. So when it goes live, they can watch it from there. A registration, you can make your form however you want for what information you want. Decide if you're collecting emails or not. Integrates, I don't use this one, but Zapier, if you've got a Zapier account, it will go and integrate with that. So here you can see, here's my show. It's scheduled to go. Shows some information. I've got other shows that are ready to go. You can have multiple shows. Let's take you into the studio. So the first thing we can see is I've now entered the studio. There's some basic options here. You can decide what camera you want to use. This is my FaceTime camera, or my Blackmagic Design, which is a 1080p camcorder. You can mirror your appearance if you want it to be backwards, so left is really on your left-hand side. I don't like the look of that because I think I look weird that way. This touch up my appearance is supposed to make you smoother. I don't know. It adds some AI stuff. Anytime you add these, you're going to be adding more work on the load of your camera, your system. This is one I like, your resolutions. You've got a choice between high def, standard def, low def, and now all the way up to 4K, which is new. They just added that, so that's kind of cool. If you have a 4K camera, you can do that. So I have a 1080p. I'm going to do it in 1080p. Audio, again, you can pick your audio. I'm using my Blackmagic system, my ATEM, to control my audio input, so that's why it's showing that. You can use the built-in microphone, whatever you happen to decide. Now, echo cancellation, as it says, don't turn this off unless you have high-quality microphones and you're wearing headphones. Otherwise, you're going to get this background echo. This is able to cancel that second sound coming out, and it makes it very good. Now, sometimes if people are noisy in the background and they've got a lot of stuff going on, I have a office or a studio that I can close the doors and be sealed off. But if you're not, you can go and click this reduce mic background noise, and that's going to use AI to take care of a lot of noise correction. You may notice it when I just turned it on. I don't know. I kind of let the door open and have a little bit of sound to see what that does. You can have it adjust your microphone settings automatically, so it'll detect whether it needs to be louder or softer. I'm using a more professional microphone. I've got a VU meter that I can look at my readings ahead of time, and I can preset that. Virtual backgrounds, I don't like to use these because I think they're kind of cheesy looking, but I'll show them off just so you can see. So you can see that sometimes if you move a bit, it can kind of, you might be able to see where it's starting to get some problems around my ear there. But they got all sorts. You want to look like you're rich? Go ahead. Knock yourself out. I don't use those. I use a background. Hotkeys, I'll talk about in another program where I'm going to talk about Stream Deck. So that's the basic setup. You can turn your camera off from here, or you can mute your mic from here if you don't want to go on live. But here we're going to enter the studio. And this is what it looks like when you enter the studio. So you're backstage. There's a backstage area, and the more people that you have backstage, the larger. I'm going to bring another thing in. All right. So I'm going to bring myself on stage. As you can see, I just came up on stage here. And then this is as many, up to 10 people can be in this waiting area. I might be wrong on that. I think you can have up to 14. You can have 10 up on the screen. But anyway, here I'm adding a second person to the stage, as you can see. Kind of the neat thing about this is you're able to kind of set different scenes. Now I'm going to add in, you can add slides, an extra camera, a video file. So an extra camera might be something like I can bring in my FaceTime camera here. And if I want to add that to the stage, now I got 3 people on. So you kind of see how that is. And if you want to take them off, it's easy enough to remove. The other thing I was going to talk about, so slides, it allows you to load your slides up into this particular system. And then it can be controlled by whoever's giving the slide presentation. It's kind of cool. Or you can go over here and share screen. You can share the Chrome tab or a window or an entire screen. And we're going to share that particular one. We click over there, and now I hit share, and you can see that it's actually sharing that instead. So kind of cool. The only problem is it's hard to, there we go. I can see my studio now. So they're back in our studio. You can see it's sharing that. Other things. That's nice if you're presenting, say, a slideshow or using like PowerPoint or something. And then you've got the choices of how you want your people on the side. So here I'm the presenter, so I can be on the side like that. Or I can go full stream on myself, or I can go full stream on just that. I can go full stream on, I'll add my slides in here. I can bring my slides up to full screen. All sorts of options here. Let's go back to our people, the 2 of us. Let's add that to the stage. Now there's 3 of us. These are all customizable. You can set those up however you want. And again, you can make this into a very professional looking show. I like this view. And then every now and then I'll bring up and switch who's speaking in the big screen. Kind of neat. Now let's talk a little bit about, let's bring this into full stream here. This branding stuff we see here on this side. Actually, let me switch this over. I'm not in my Bootcamp. I should show you that. So you have multiple podcasts. You can set them all up differently. So here's our Bootcamp. So when we go live, you're going to actually see it plays that clip. I'll show you how that works. You can change your backdrops. So that's a little different backdrop. I like just the kind of this one here, more plain. You can see your chats, your comments as they're coming in. If anybody puts a comment in, it'll post. And the neat thing is they only work on Facebook and YouTube, so you can actually see those up here too. I don't have it set up for those. If somebody's in the back and they say, "Hey, let me in," you can do a private chat, and it doesn't show up to the whole group. Anything in this, the whole group can see. Banners are like banner ads. Oh, I know what I wanted to show. So comments. So you can see, you can bring a comment up on the screen just like that. Pretty simple. So it's a nice way to have your comments show up and you're talking to your audience and you can go over the comments. Really lots of cool things that this thing does to make it really look professional. So that's a little background look into Streamyard and how it works. Let's go ahead and take this thing live. I'm going to turn that comment off. I'll show you how easy it is. Just go live. So there you have it. You see it did the intro. This shows up on my screen. I can see how many people are watching it, that it's how long it's been live for. If I want to stop that sharing screen, I can get rid of that. That was that shared screen we're using pretty easily. But this is the show going on. And hey, it's going live to nowhere right now except to the Streamyard, because it's showing that just going to Streamyard. But that's pretty cool, that launch feature. And it does the same thing on an end screen. You'll see that when we do the show, I always have a starting and ending screen. But we'll just demo that for you. So there you have it. That's a little touch of how StreamYard works. It's really a very strong program and really works out to make my life a lot easier, putting on 3 podcasts, going on 4. Again, it's just once you get used to it, there's some quick tricks and tips I'm going to share. One of those is something called Stream Deck. I'm going to do that in a few weeks or a few months, because I do these once a month. Next month, I'm going to talk about um, creating a podcast, kind of a how-to guide. How do you want to start a podcast? How do you go about doing this? I thought it might be an interesting thing to talk about. And then I'll talk about some of those tricks that you can use once you got a podcast going, such as a Stream Deck and some of the repurposing to create reels and shorts. So lots of topics coming up. So just watch the website at rotkiv.net. And now a demonstration of how I end the show with that outplaying video. Here we go.